My dear children, business finance is the lifeblood of every business concern. The important source of funds are equity share capital, preference share capital, retained earnings, trade credit, commercial paper, debentures, factoring, lease financing, loan from banks and financial institutions, factoring, etc. Today, in this first module, we are going to study the term retained earnings. My dear children, reinvestment of undistributed profit is a very good source of business finance. Retained earnings refers to the profits which have not been distributed as dividends but have been kept for the use in the business. Profits are usually retained in the business in the form of general reserves. A part of the profit is transferred to the reserves every year. After a few years, it becomes a large amount which is then employed for modernization, expansion, etc. Retained profits are also known as plowing back of profit or self-financing profit or internal financing. As the retained profits belongs to the shareholders, they are considered ownership funds. The purpose of retained earnings are, first one, accumulation of earnings, then second one, investment in fixed assets, and to meet working capital needs of the company. Now we are going to study what are the important advantages of retained earnings. The first one is convenience. Retained profits are most economical and convenient source of finance. No advertisement or prospectus has to be issued. No flotation expenses or legal formalities are involved. The second merit is no charge on assets. No charge or mortgage is created on the company's assets. The company is free to use its assets for raising long-term purposes. The next point is no obligations. There is no obligation or there is no fixed burden of dividend and no obligation of repayment. Retained profits are the company's own money. This involves no explicit cost in the form of interest or dividend. Another important advantage is no interference. Retained profits involve no risk of control being diluted as there is no increase in the number of shareholders. Management remains independent as no restrictions are put on the management. There is no operational freedom and flexibility of operations. Retained profits add to the financial strength, credibility, and earning capacity of the business. The company's borrowing capacity is increased. It can safely free business cycles and other crises. Retained profits provide a cushion of security during adverse conditions and unforeseen contingencies. This may lead to increase in the market price of the company's equity shares. That means it leads to the increase in the value of goodwill. The important disadvantages of creating retained earnings or plowing back of profits are, first one is low dividends. Plowing back of profit reduces the current rate of dividends. This may leads to or this may results in dissatisfaction among the shareholders as they do not get the expected rate of dividend. That means preference shareholders have the right to get the fixed amount of dividend. But in the case of equity shareholders, they will get an amount of dividend only after distributing among the preference shareholders. Then next one is misuse and speculation. Excessive reserves may make management wasteful activities. Management may misuse them by investing in unprofitable or undesirable channels. Then another disadvantage is unbalanced growth. Retained earnings may interfere in the balanced industrial growth of the country. The profits which might have been invested in their own industries are reinvested in the same industry. Then overcapitalization is the another problem of retained earning. Then retained earnings are an uncertain source of funds when the profits of the company fluctuates widely. These are the important demerits or disadvantages of creating or maintaining retained earnings. Thank you.